So when you were dating or meeting your wife, the woman you eventually married, and she found out that you are not only a good cook, but a world-class chef, was she like, yes, this is my man, I'm gone to heaven because he's going to do all the cooking, or what? How did that work out?
Very honest, I'm not allowed to cook in my kitchen.
What? You're not?
It's not like that, because there are a lot of restrictions. Because being a chef, whenever you go and cook, sometimes they have this is very honestly, they cook the different way, the way the homemade cook, because I use a lot of my herb in masalas, a lot of my herb in this thing. But very honest with you, what I believe in myself, what homemade food and what hotel cook food, there is a lot of difference, a lot of difference.
Yes.
And nowadays, what I believe as a customer, every single person come and ask not only healthy food, and they think about the homely food. And that way, if you ask me, still I am a learner from my mother, from my wife, where they are cooking food. That is obviously with the homely type of food. And the thing is, if I agree with you, when any function or party is going on my house, yes, I cook. I cook with my wife, with my daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter. With three of us, on particular that day, we are all the chefs. We are cooking each other's. That's the things.
Okay, so your wife may see this broadcast. Be honest.
Yes.
Who's the better cook, you or your wife?
Answer, if you ask me, my mother, and obviously still I believe. And for the professional part, obviously I told my I'm a very good cook, I'm a very good chef, because presentation and all the things. But home, obviously, she does the best cook, what I believe.
So does your wife love your cooking?
Yes.
Okay, and of course you love her cooking.
Obviously.
But she doesn't let you cook at home because that's her space.
Her own space.
Yeah, okay, all right. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Kal Korff TV Show. My name is Kal Korff and I'm your host. Before we begin tonight's program, I'd like to share a couple of things with you. First of all, I want to thank all of you who made a point to tune into the very first episode of the Kal Korff TV Show here on Daily World. We appreciate it, Daily World appreciates it, I certainly appreciate it. In fact, I want to share some shocking numbers with you, at least in a good way. We went ahead and found out that the first episode, which featured Chandigarh fashion designer Jasmine Bains, pulled in a viewer audience of a minimum of 100,000 people. We know that because there were more than 1,000 shares on Facebook alone. We don't know the total numbers, of course. We can at least safely say that it was a minimum of 100,000 views. But I wanted to just take a moment and express my personal gratitude for such high numbers. They were completely unexpected. The show has done better than we thought it would debut at. And because it did, we had to go back and retool things a little bit and make sure that we try to meet or beat the expectations that Jasmine Bain has set by being a guest on her show. Now, as I've mentioned before, she's basically a one-woman phenomenon, and that's wonderful, of course. I'm honored to also call her a friend. But now that the bar has been set at this high level, the idea is to at least meet that, or of course try to beat or exceed it. So I hope that going forward with the wonderful international guests that we have lined up, that we will be able to do that. So I just wanted to thank you again for those incredible numbers. It's a great way to start a new talk show, and I just wanted to say thank you once again. Now today's show is also very interesting. we have a world-class executive chef, an individual that is the head chef at the Lalit Hotel in Chandigarh. Now, if you've ever been to the Lalit Hotel, you know that it is a world-class affair. It is a wonderful place to stay. It's beautifully architected. It's so picture perfect that it's literally flawless down to the smallest stone that you see in the hotel. It's got conference rooms, it's got a swimming pool, it's got a gym, it's got a massage, therapeutic recovery place, wellness center, you name it, they've got it. They have incredible food. They have a couple of restaurants. One's called the Oko, the other is the Baluchi. And our focus today is on the Baluchi. The Lalit had done a recent food event, which was a special, unique to the Lalit in Chandigarh. And it was basically the Royal Indian Food Affair, which ran for 10 days. They featured menus from across Pan-India. So no matter what your taste, whether you're veg or non-vegetarian, you can go ahead and find that you'll be more than satisfied. It's reasonably priced. The cooking is absolutely phenomenal. And to tell you more about it, we've invited and were granted an interview here on the Kal Korff TV Show with the head chef. Now I want to introduce to you this incredible individual. His name is Shibiraj Saha. What made you decide to be what they call a foodie nowadays in Chandigarh?
Okay, so my background, if you ask about, I am totally interested in my childhood times, because when my mother cooks, so actually from that things actually affected me to come to this hotel industry. So very honest, one day, just a small story about it. One day I went to my father with a hotel, and I saw that one of the guy is making some rumali on the top. So I don't know what is that actually very clearly, but it's very much skill level things I find out, and that is what this thing very much affectionate towards my job for the chef, because I know I'm very passionate about the cooking part. That actually make me for this thing, and the chef means I think so he's like a skillful person, like a painter. So it's a lot of skill, a lot of innovations, a lot of creativity required. So that all the things I think so I have with me, that reason I want to be a chef myself. And the last 17 years I'm in the industry. So that the small thing of my journey, I enjoy every bit of time.
Okay. So basically when you were young, you had a passion for cooking food.
Absolutely.
And you would watch your mother prepare it in the kitchen?
Absolutely.
And what did your dad think when you said, "Dad, I want to be a chef"?
That is a funny question. My dad tell me that it's better to be an engineer or a doctor, but why a chef? So, but please understand, because I believe what you have induced in your thing, what is the strongness in the thing. So I want to be that, and after that he understand that passion in my thing. She allow me to go and just do that advantage on your own careers and do this. And I'm very honest with you, I'm every single moment I love this job, because this job is all about love. If you really love to cook, so you can cook the best food, because I believe every single individual of the hotel industry, not only because your mother's food is better food, because there is a love. They not only cook, they cooking the food with the love. So being a chef, I always believe, I tell all of my junior chefs, all the people, please cook the food with the love. So automatically you get that creations on your food.
So like Italians are fond of saying, we put the passion or passione into the food, our passion,
Absolutely.
What you call love.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Are you married or single?
No, I'm married.
You're married,
Yes.
Okay. So when you were dating or meeting your wife, the woman you eventually married, and she found out that you are not only a good cook, but a world-class chef, was she like, yes, this is my man, I'm gone to heaven because he's going to do all the cooking, or what? How did that work out?
Very honest, I'm not allowed to cook in my kitchen.
What? You're not?
It's not like that, because there are a lot of restrictions. Because
Okay.
being a chef, whenever you go and cook, sometimes they have this is very honestly, they cook the different way, the way the homemade cook, because I use a lot of my herb and masalas, a lot of my herb in this thing. But very honest with you, what I believe in myself, what homemade food and what hotel cook food, there is a lot of difference, a lot of difference.
Yes, yes.
And nowadays, what I believe as a customer, every single person come and ask not only healthy food, and they think about the homely food. And that way, if you ask me, still I am a learner from my mother, from my wife, where they are cooking food. That is obviously with the homely type of food. And the thing is, if I agree with you, when any function or party is going on my house, yes, I cook. I cook with my wife, with my daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter. With three of us, on particular that day, we are all the chefs. We are cooking each other's. That's the things.
Okay, so your wife may see this broadcast. Be honest.
Yes.
Who's the better cook, you or your wife?
Answer, if you ask me, my mother, and obviously still
Okay,
I
yeah.
believe. And for the professional part, obviously I told me I'm a very good cook, I'm a very good chef, because presentation and all the things. But home, obviously she does the best cook, what I believe.
So does your wife love your cooking?
Yes,
Okay, and of course you love her cooking.
obviously.
But she doesn't let you cook at home because that's her
That's
space.
our own space.
Yeah, okay, all right. So you had this passion when you were very young. You told your dad, I want to be a chef. He tried to talk you into doing something else, but then he obviously saw your success and started backing what you're doing. What does he think today? Because look at you, you're the head chef at an incredible hotel. What is he?
Don't believe I believe he is a very proud father at that point of time. I think so few days before, there is one newspaper just came out of my interview, and I saw in the morning, even though I not wake up that point of time, he get the newspaper, and he coming and telling to my wife, to my mother, see my son things have come out. So I understand how much is agile, how much this thing. My time, there are a lot of interview, a lot of things come out nowadays in the newspaper, all the thing. My time, I don't see a lot of times, because I know this is a regular practice for us, our daily life. But each and every single newspaper cutout, each and every single of my interview, he has with him. That he told me, this is my wealth. So
Okay.
that the way my father cherish my memories all the times.
Oh, that's wonderful. We'll make sure that he gets a copy of
Absolutely,
this
absolutely,
as you.
absolutely.
Do you have a favorite type of food that you love cooking way more than others?
Yes, I want to give the twist in food is called fusion cooking. You can ask me. Indian food presented like a Western style.
Now, what's the difference between, say, Indian food, Western style versus
Because
non-Western?
if you looked at that, because when you go for any Western platings, it's a very nice significant platings are there all the time. But Indian food, it is maximum time if you ask for any paneer butter masala, you can get one bowl of that. Obviously, you have a taste, you have an aroma, you have a textures. But I believe eye apple of a food is most important things. Before you have to love to see the food, oh, it's a wow, the word has to be come out. So that looking part, that eye apple, obviously in the Western when they're plating food. So now I always research myself when I'm doing my work for the last few years. I want to cook because I am an Indian specialty chef. But I know that I want to take the best practices. But when the Western food is cooking, plating is good. So I put the Indian food in the Western plating. So if you might have a Nali Nihari, what today might have been you had, it is comes to me. I might even give a plating to you the Western style. So that looks good, that feel good, because that is the way, because that's my fusions, that is the things I want to create myself.
So, just to make sure I understand what you're saying is that you believe in what we call the complete eating experience. It must look beautiful, must taste great, and just be perfect from top to bottom.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. How have you seen changes in Chandigarh over the last few years regarding food? Now, for example, I've been here a number of years, and as a foreigner, it seems to me that foodies and people are now paying more attention to the diversity of the food. It's no longer just go to McDonald's. They want something different and special, and it better taste good. What are your observations?
My observation regarding the Chandigarh is a really foodie place, and the most important thing is nowadays every guest is that they're well traveled. They knows the what exactly food called. They knows the what is the exactly taste of the food. So you can't fool around the things. So I believe whatever food you cook, it should be authentic, and you have to give the right things to the guest. That is my first belief. And in Chandigarh, if you go for the other side of Chandigarh, so you find out a lot of different type of restaurants that came with different type of cuisine in Chandigarh now itself, and the people is ready to try different type of food. So that the reason in the Lalit we are also offering. It's an Indian restaurant, it's true, but offering 3 different type of Indian cuisine, 4 different type of Indian cuisine in this journey of our festival. So that is the reason. And in Chandigarh, obviously, what are your questions? So I think there are a lot of different type of guests are coming over here, and different food they want, and according to the guest taste, we create the food over here.
Okay, you brought up a very interesting point. Here at your hotel, you have a pan-Indian menu.
Absolutely.
Explain for people what is a pan-Indian menu and why is it special?
See, pan-Indian menu means, and I can talk about one particular cuisine is not strict over here. So different type of areas of Indian food we are clubbed in the one places. Like, for example, we Lalit have a different 11 place in India. Lalit have the restaurant, hotels. So that 11 different types of cuisine we have, if you our normal menu look into it, you find out there is a Jaipuri food is there. For the Jaipur, the Lalit have in the Lalit in the property in the Jaipur, Lalit is the property in the Calcutta, Lalit is the property in the Bangalore, Lalit is the property in the all over the India, the Kashmir. So when you making our menus, we are remembering that particular all the areas food we particularly put into our menu. If you have a normal menu, I'm not talking about our your regular our festival menu, talking about regular menus. So you can find out that all the different type of cuisines are there or reflected in the menu itself. So that talk about the pan-Indian menu. It is not about talking about only this Baluchi. Wherever the Lalit hotel have the Baluchi, everywhere the same type of menus is written there.
Okay, all right. Now, is this the only hotel, Lalit, that has this type of pan-Indian menu going on, or are they all doing this right now?
In the only the Lalit we have these things, this thing in Chandigarh, very basically we have an Indian menu restaurant we have in the Baluchi. This is the Royal Indian Afro. This particular festival is going on. This is in India. Exactly when you started on the diversity of the cooking food, you're talking about it. Here we are giving for the food from the Kashmir. The Kashmir is the cuisine. From the cuisine, the Kashmiri cuisine comes. Then you have a cuisine called Rajasthan. The area called Rajasthan. It's Rajasthani cuisine. And then we have come down to there is called Hyderabad. There is the place for the Hyderabadi cuisine, and there is called for the Lucknow, for the Lucknowi cuisine. Every individual cuisine has the different flavor, different aroma, and different texture, and different taste. That's most important thing to see. If you go to the Kashmir, you find out a lot of meat the people love there. A lot of meat. Kashmir is a lot of meat. There are meat lovers there. But they cook meat very slow process. Whole process is very slow cooking. So when they cook the food, they using a lot of clove, a lot of small elaichis. So that is called cardamom, green cardamom flavor. Saffron. There is a very beautiful flavor of this thing. And they might have mixed all of the spices on the particular one meat, and they cook it into the longer way. And so slow cooking always gives that aroma, gives the taste, gives the textures. So that is the way the Kashmiri food is happening all the time. If you go to the Rajasthani cuisine, the people in the Rajasthan is a very hot place. So what they feel that when they are hot, they have a lot of more of guards, yogurt they have, because yogurt always cool down your body.
Okay.
So when they're making the food, the flavors is yogurt, a lot of yogurt oriented food have there. Maximum the gravies made with the yogurt, and they have different type of chilies, because all over the India the chilies are famous in Jaipur and your Rajasthan. So they like to have different type of chilies also. So that is the thing. So you might have find in there a lot of yogurt and chilies. If you come down to the Hyderabad, the people talked about Hyderabad, the master cuisine of the biryani. The biryani is everybody, the nice table food for everybody. The people who are here, they knows what is the different type of biryanis are there. Hyderabadi kachi goski biryani, the most famous biryani, is a raw meat marinated for the overnight, and the raw meat cooked with the rice. You are not other biryani. You have to cook the mutton before and then do it. But kachi goski biryani, raw meat cooked with the rice. So with that, at the same procedure time, your mutton and the rice cooked togetherly. So you believe, you understand what the flavor, what the aroma comes from that. Both the things cooked togetherly. So this is about the Hyderabadi food. You have a lot of meat flavor. So meat, you have a elaichi, green cardamom. There are a lot of things of flavors in there. If you go to Lucknow is a cuisine of kebabs, cuisine of Royal Indian food. What I'm talking about. What is the meaning of kebab? K and ab. There is a Persian word. K means your dry, and ab means water. So when you're putting the tandoor anything over here, so drying the particular items, so that called kebab.
Okay.
So that is the kebab definition. They've given different type of kebabs are happening. It might have been on tawa, it might have been on the grill, it might have been on these things of your tandoor. So that is a charcoal printed. So these are the things we all are happening there. So in the Kashmiri cuisine, in the Lucknow cuisine, what I talk about, Lucknow cuisine is the three different type of cuisine. Lucknow is a mother cuisine. If you go down the Lucknow cuisine, you have the dampuk, you have the nizami, and you have the avdi. So three different cuisine. Lucknow is a mother cuisine. So what Royal Indian flavor, this talking about Royal Indian affairs, in the ancient time, there are a lot of kings, they have the different, they have the cooks, they keep their cooks. So the cooks travel from the different part of India. Might have been that particular person who is in the Hyderabad king, he might have been traveled somebody from the Kashmir. So they might have been came and make the different type of cooking style of this thing. And then they used to call khansama, actually, the word called khansama. So they cook for their king, they make them happy. So that the way this particular cuisine is going on continuously is one after another, ancestor, they're doing these things over here. So that talked about the cuisine. So here, this particular promotion, we are very much looking into the authenticity of the food. Our menu is not so much elaborately. We have hand-picked menu is choose it. Before this menu made, my chef and my full team, they actually continuously go for the food trial for 10-15 days, and then he handpicked from it. Whatever the material available, and get this thing. Most important part of this particular thing, if you come along and enjoy this particular food, you find out not a waiter come and take your order, my chef come and take your order. Because I believe if the chef go to the table, chef can explain about the food much more better.
Yes.
So then the connectivity with the guest and the chef is much more.
Yeah, very true.
So the reason to this particular not only these particular functions, but I already told all the chefs, please go and talk to the guest. You try to understand what they likes, what they dislikes. Might have been, I know very well, these particular things you might have been come back over here. You doesn't like might have been a foreign spicy food. So what your palate suits, my chef create that. So keeping mind of your choices.
Yeah.
So that's the way we are doing this.
That's a wonderful touch, and it's something that when somebody realizes their food is going to be cooked the way they like it, they're going to love it.
Absolutely,
even more.
absolutely.
So very, very, very nice, very nice. How would you compare Punjabi food to other parts of India? Is there any food in other parts of India that's similar to it? And the second part of the question is, what would be the opposite of Punjabi food from what other area of India?
See, Punjabi food, in one word you can throw like this, is a chatpata food. The people like in the Punjab, people like the very much spicy and chatpata food of this thing. But other part of India, they have their instinct, their own aroma and flavors everywhere. If you looked at, being a Bengali, I'm a Bengali guy, being a Bengali, there's the different type of culture to cooking style of food and different flavor of this your ingredients and materials are there. But in Punjabi food, what I mean, there are the people, the maximum people are more of the meat lovers, and they cook the food, tandoori food maximum, because they are very much health conscious also, but they love to always experiment different type of food. They like the more of the meat lover, and in the Punjabi, you ask me, people love by the chicken, it's called cooker, the particular word for the Punjab. So Punjabi food and other food, if very honestly, I don't able to differentiate the food because being a chef, I love to cook the different type of food. So that is the things. Punjabi food, what you told about is the chatpata food and the spicy food. That's all about it.
You mentioned you're a Bengali.
Yes.
So Bengalis are world famous for having eating a lot of fish.
Yes.
So how do you find it up here? You're not near an ocean. The fish choices are limited because of geography.
Yes.
Has it been an adjustment for you?
It's a geographically, if you very honestly ask me. So if you're the coastal area, obviously your fish will be more fresh and more things. But here now you know that there are a lot of even though there is a little river fish in Punjab also there. We utilize that fish, but there is a two type of river. There is a sweet water fish and there is a salted water fish. So in Punjab also, what are the rivers we have, we get some of the sweet water fish also here. Yes, but variety obviously more in seaside, obviously more in the coastal area. It's true, I have to accept that as a geographical location for that. But I don't think so there is a very much big challenge for me because I got a lot of fish specialty because our suppliers, they supply us.
Do you miss Bengali cuisine?
Not really, because I stay with my family. So my wife and my mother cooks for me, and that's all about.
Okay, but let's say you go back to where you grew up in.
Absolutely.
You immediately head to go try the old stuff, or?
Obviously, if you ask me, whenever I go, I always love to have my Bengali kati roll. I think so because the puchkas, a lot of chaats in Bengal, they have the much because some typical things in Bengali have small thing. Obviously, love to have my own foods. It's true that because everybody love their own foods.
Yeah, of course. Do you have, other than Bengali food, is there any one other kind of Indian food that you would say is your absolute favorite? Like I like Italian food the most, and even though I'm American.
Yes, still if you ask me these questions, obviously I like very much of the Lucknow food because I know the Lucknow is a really great food place over there because the biryani, the kebabs, and because I am a lover for the Lucknow food. Simple options that. And another food you can talk about, I love the Punjabi food also because Punjabi food is more or less same because here the more chatpata and more spicy, what I like more that things, that way you like that thing. These more two foods are there. And international cuisine, if you talked about, recently I love to have the Mediterranean food.
Mediterranean?
Yes.
Okay. Are you very familiar with the different types of European diets like French, Italian, German, and so on?
Yes, being a chef, I have to keep a knowledge of it. But but whenever I find out these things I doesn't know, I always discuss with my senior chefs, senior colleagues, and different areas they works. So I believe that if we're discussing, sharing knowledge each other, is the great things. So I never mind. I never feel that I know everything. Every single time I'm learnings. So whenever even a lot of times the guest and come and told us a lot of things, I learn from the guest also. It's a great experience, a great platform being a hotel, being a chef, because your learning never ends here.
Have you ever thought of putting together an app or a book of your favorite recipes for people?
I have planned in future. Obviously, it's a great thing you ask about it because I have been planning it for the future. But recently, that's the reason I collectively things are there. But I want to make my own recipe book, the way I learn the things, because very difficult to learn the authenticity of the recipes because the things in my tenure of my experience, I've been work for the near about 8.5 years in Kochi. It's called Kerala part, South India. There's a great influence of the things. Still I remember when my ops was here, I drive to the local cuisine and started to learn the people who are the people cooking over there. Hygienically might have been, they are not great, but the processes, the way they cook, the authenticity, amazing. That is the things. And I want to take this thing, but hygienically things are great for the things that way I want to do that. But it's my future dream that I want to write a book for my own recipes.
All right.
See, Lalit is a great brand, great place to work. And if you saw what the particular product they gave it to the guest, there is amazingly great things because ambience of the restaurant, you saw the cluttery crockeries, each and every single thing you find out the moment you enter into the hotel, and from the when you the font fairer, you get the each and every things. Yes, only things are there. Being a chef, I believe I have to give only the best to my guest, and I have to retain my own guest. So that is my own main own things over there. So that is the things. So it's a great brand to work, and I'm really proud that I'm working in this particular brand as a chef also. That's all about mine.
Did the desire to help people and give them the best experience possible, was that natural for you, or did you have to learn how to do it or grow into it? Or was it just, that's just the way I am?
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, the desire to give someone the best experience, the whole experience, like you said, from the moment they walk through that door to sitting over here. Everything is top class. Did you find that that was just natural for you, or did you have to grow into it, or was it just something you just always were, that's the way I want to do it?
It's a natural for me, very honest with you. Because when the guest comes, for the particularly that reason, I love to talk with the guest, and I want to talk to the understand that the preferences, that the reason before my interview I told you my chefs are going and talking to the guest, because this is the way I always speak with my down the line staff. I told them, try to understand what they likes, because you think about being an American, if India, if you're coming and going over here, you might not ask for the corn on the cob, and I give you the best corn on the cob. I might even give better tenderloin. So you will be wow, because what I might have been cooking in your house, the same thing if I do with you, so obviously you will be wow. So I always try to understand where from you are coming, what your thought about the food. I want to give you the best touch. So that's all about it.
One thing that has surprised me about Punjab, a lot of things surprise me. One of the things is I don't see a lot of turkey here. And that surprises me because one turkey can feed a lot of people.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely.
So I grab turkey whenever I can find it, but I'm surprised there's not more turkey here. Is it something that they just haven't discovered, or is it something that's coming up, or?
It's not a question of discovering, because if you come for just your New Year time, you might even find the turkey in the big hotel, the 5-star hotel. 5-star hotel always made by the international standard on the level. Sometimes with the government, what the rules and regulations they abandoned or this particular hotel, they have to abide by that.
Yeah.
We can't cross that government rules and regulations.
Of course.
So if the Punjab government doesn't allow to serve the beef, we are not able to allow to serve the beef.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that as a 5-star hotel, we are not able to serve. We are ready to serve. The chefs are expertise chefs are there also.
Yeah.
So it is totally depend upon what the rules and regulation are, the particular companies where you staying, that particular thing. But in your time of New Year, you find out, the 25th of December, you find out that yes, might have when the 5-star hotels can offer you for the turkey.
Okay.
Because your butterball turkey is the most favorite things.
Yes, of course. What for our Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas.
Yes.
The other thing that surprised me is the number of cheeses here. It's far less than say Italy or France or Germany. So I'm surprised that in the 5 or 6 years I've been here now, that the number of cheeses has not increased a lot. I do see more here and there, but they're at import stores. They're very expensive.
But sir, actually, your question, I understand your questions. Do you know that particular things might have been, you have to understand how many guests are coming in your hotels and what is that much of that cheese we're talking about, that actually everybody asking for that particular product or not.
Yeah.
So I obviously you go by the guest choices also.
Of course.
See, whatever the things that if you ask for a cheese, I think so have a lot of cheese. I will 10-12 variety of cheese with us. So different type of variety of the cheese with that. If you go for the a la carte, you might have been come and ask for the different type of cheeses. We might have been offer you the different type of cheese also in with us. It was always, if you go for a la carte room service order, a la carte order, we can get it in the morning breakfast. If you come, you can see the lot of cheese platter is there. Even though we are serving our cheese platter only buffet breakfast, buffet lunch and dinner also.
Okay.
So cheeses are available. Yes, might have been what you talked about it, different type of new expensive cheese what has come off over here. So that might have been not came still now, but obviously it's a nice suggestion from you. We are to look into it and have to make sure the things will be available over here.
Yeah, it was just an observation in general. Like if I go to the store to go shopping, trying to buy Parmesan cheese is expensive compared to the other things. So I'm just saying, as a foreigner, something I noticed in the stores that they often don't carry a lot of different cheeses. It wasn't about this hotel in particular.
No, we have a cheese. We have a permission grill. We have a lot of the cheese we have over here. But we can't sell any product to the guest. Like only the cheese.
Yeah.
That is because it's a commercially, literally you are not supposed to do that. If any guest come and dine with us, we love to serve them. What other expectation is there? So obviously serve them.
Is there any one or two top dishes that this hotel is world famous for or famous for?
So first name what is came is called dal baluchi. So this is this is actually when I'm talking about it. It's made by the black lentils. This cooking process take 48 hours time.
48 hours.
Yes.
Because for the soaking. Because the soaking from the start for the soaking to the come for the guest table, it was in between the time is 48 hours. Because we have to soak the dal, you have to process. I'm talking about every process. Then cook the dal on the tandoor, on the top of the tandoor, slow fire, very slow fire. So every single lentils has to be break down. You can get the flavor of aroma of your ghee, butter, tomato, whatever things are there. You have to be take the flavor, and you have to cook continuously. Continuously cooking. But when you just have one spoon, I don't think so you have a dal baluchi. You don't require any other meals. That is not I'm talking about the signature taste. Obviously, other things you can talk about, and other things you ask about, you should have to come down to our restaurant called Oko. There is a Chinese specialty restaurant. I can't be take only one name. There is a lot of names that are the signature dishes. My honest request to the each and every guest, please come down and experience Oko and Baluchi. Oko is our specialty of the Chinese restaurant. This is Pan Asian restaurant, and the Baluchi is an Indian restaurant, Pan Indian restaurant. So you just try both the things. You just come over here and try that things.
It seems to me that you basically have something for everybody.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, because you're not going to get that a lot of other places. It's either take it or leave it. Okay.